So we've been talking about feeling emotionally empty but physically full, especially when it comes to today and society and people on the fast track of relationships. And I think girls want to move a relationship to the next level a lot of times, so they'll be a little bit more sexually active earlier or sooner than they would. And you're saying that that's not necessarily what the guy always wants. He wants it.
They both want it. It seems like a quick way to get there. So for the woman, it often feels like a quick way to get to their final interest. I don't want to say goal, but their final interest, which is emotional intimacy.
Connected, right.
And so they'll have sex because that seems like a quick way to get a guy connected. And it isn't true. A guy can be connected to you sexually, but not emotionally. In fact, he's not going to take the time to get to an emotional connection if he already has his sexual needs met up front.
So that's great. So that brings us to some hints and tips or solutions that people can do besides just jumping in the sack right away.
Well, I think everyone would do really well, and he doesn't need my help, but John Gray actually came out with a wonderful book, Mars and Venus on a Date. No, on a date.
New one.
And it talks about the different steps of dating. And certainly precludes people from having sex too early. And this is not about morality, for the purpose of this conversation. This is not a morality issue. It isn't even a health issue. I'm just talking about chemistry. Chemistry and getting to a connection with someone, emotional connection. You can shortchange yourself and cut the circuit if you have sex too quickly. And you shortchange yourself of what could be a really good relationship. So what do? This is going to sound odd, but you actually get to know someone before you get naked with them. Can you kiss? Absolutely. Can you kiss a lot? But remember when we were growing up, the bases? You really kind of have to go back to that, not as a game per se.
Right. Building. Taking it one step at a time, one base at a time, slowly exploring that base, and then moving on to the next.
But making sure that there is an emotional connection that is growing. And I'm telling you, it will be a benefit to both men, young men, and women and young women alike. It really will help the world because people are hooking up, we're getting our sexual needs met, but it's not doing anything for our emotional needs at all. So, start a fad. Just say no to sex with someone you don't know.
Give yourself a chance to get to know that person on a different level before you go ahead and move it to that physical level, which everybody likes. It's wonderful to be there and comforting. But if you're trying to build and start a relationship with somebody and you want it to be more long-term, take time to get to know that person.
It's not even about long-term. It's about just depth of quality. I mean, I'm telling you, if you know that person's first, middle, and last name, the name of their first pet, don't go in with a list of questions because that's just cheating if you know the answers to all those questions. But when that someone is just the person, did you ever hear, a friend of mine was saying this to her boyfriend. She wanted him to be her ice. Have you heard of that? I never heard of it either. There must have been a memo that went around and we were absent that day. Ice in your cell phone in case of emergency. So if you ever get in an accident and the emergency people are there and you're unconscious, they look through and you're supposed to have a number put under ICE, ICE, in case of emergency. If you are about to get naked with someone who is not capable of being your ice, stop. 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 This is time out.
But you can keep having sex.
With who? No, don't have sex with someone who is not capable of being your ICE person, your in case of emergency person. I think that's the hallmark for me from now on.
I like that.
I'm going to say to someone, if something should happen to me, will you be my ICE?
And then, maybe.
If they say yes, then I'm all for it.
Then you can have a home run. All right, thanks so much. We would love feedback. What do you think? When do you think is a good time? And are you emotionally empty but physically full?
Let us know.
We want to know about your fast food sex.
And will you be my ice?
I'll be your ice. You can count on me, baby. Bye. Make it a great week.